Okay, Shalom, Shalom, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Salak, Koholo Yallah, H.I.M H.I.M Double honors to our apostles and elders of the millstone who rule well, that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth, and just want to say the water to all the H.I.M, our Kwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushai to the best of their ability. Shachana and the Waf, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And yeah, I'm driving right now, but I just wanted to touch on a quick little lesson of this series that I've been watching, and I'm sure some of you may have heard of it. They had an older version of this. It's called Visitors, and as you can see, it's trying to play in the background, which I don't want it to, but it's a pretty good series. As I'm starting to watch it, I'm in like episode maybe number 10 or so, I think. But they have a dope scene that came in when it first comes on, is them coming in them ships, man. And it just kind of reminded me of how Yahweh Shem Yahushai is gonna our Lord is gonna come through, man, and it's gonna be, people are gonna be shook, because in that series, people are shook when they see those ships coming through. So it's got some spiritual tones to it. A lot of you got to filter through it, but overall, so far good. Now I'm thinking this is the one from like 2009 or so, 2010. This is the newer one that I'm watching, but I can remember the older one from back in the days. They got an older one, I think, that came out in like the 1980s. So I want to go back and watch that, because I was a kid when that came out. But as of yet, they have a scene where one of the main characters in this series is a preacher. Well, he's a Catholic priest, father, and all this other crap. Him and an older guy, and they're two. So once these ships showed up in the sky, it filled up the church. Everybody was going to church. Everybody. And the older priest was like, man, basically it was good business for him, because he had never seen that many people in the church, because everybody wanted answers. So when it straight came down to it, it kind of goes up into the Charagma a little bit, as far as like, vaccine that they had in there, because they was healing people. And one of the scenes in the series is where this Catholic priest, he does this sermon, and the older Catholic priest is like, nah, we don't want you to do that, man. You're gonna mess up business, basically, because he was gonna tell the truth of who these people really were on these ships or whatever. And because they was worshiping these so-called aliens, they was worshiping them. And he done like this sermon, like, hey, you gotta basically what he used was, you can't serve two masters. You gotta either choose the Lord, or you gotta choose these people, and everybody pretty much got up and left out of the church. It was only like about 5-6 people left. And the older priest was looking like, man, you done messed things up, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they was getting money. People were starting to come, but they was actually coming there to listen to sermons and get insight as to, are these visitors from God? That's basically what they were saying. And this one lady that plays the main part of the alien ship, whatever, the queen, so to speak, she's being looked at as if she's a god, because they were healing people. They was healing people of aneurysms. It was a little girl, she was paralyzed, they healed her, she could walk. So it kind of reminded me of going off into where we're at today, as far as like the Charagma, man. It's this M.O.T.B, that marketer, that marketer BEAST, if you know what I'm talking about, because we got to use code words with this thing, because of the enemy, man. They don't want this word to go out. But Revelation 13:16, that this is what we're going into, where you're not going to be able to buy or sell. It's going to go to rich and poor, free and bond. You know what I'm saying? This is going to they're going to push this on everybody, and you're going to have a choice. Are you going to choose the Lord, or are you going to choose the so-called white man and his technology? Are you going to trust in his technology? It's going to be a get down or lay down from both ends. You're going to get down with the Lord or lay down. Or you're going to get down with the white man, so-called white man, or lay down. But in the end, the so-called white man, he's going down because his kingdom is through, man. And you go up into Revelations 14:9, it lets you know that, hey, if you trust in this man and you get this man, you let this man put some shit in you and make him your God, you through, man. So you got these camps that's running around out here talking about the M.O.T.B is sin. Well, if that's the case, you know, nobody's out here buying and selling with sin. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is going to the store and saying, yeah, you know, I just got with my neighbor's wife last night. You know, that's the biggest sin of all, you know, so to speak. And one of the biggest sins of all, so to speak. And, you know, let me get a 6-pack of Budweisers and, you know, a couple of packs of Newports and all this other crap. Nobody's buying or selling off of sin, man. Because if that was the case, you know, so Adam and Eve had sin. I mean, you know, the mark of the beast. Because of course, you know, the scriptures talks about no man is sinless, basically, roughly paraphrasing that. So everybody supposedly had the mark of the beast. I mean, it's just it's ridiculous what they pushing out there, man, and it's not true. That these people want to put a device in you. And like I said again, when I was watching this series, and I'm still watching it because it's getting good now, you know. So I'm going to try and watch at least one a night. And I rarely watch TV, too. It's kind of funny that I even, you know, I kind of clicked into it. I'm like, oh, this, you know, it's all right, you know. Because, you know, what kind of mesmerized me is the way that, you know, the ships were coming in. Those what they're calling UFOs, man. And then she had what they call it, a fleet of ships behind her, you know, that's just kind of cloaked. You know, so the Earth people don't know that. Supposedly she has 29 ships, you know, throughout all the you know, different parts of the world. But there's one episode where it's like it looks like thousands of them, and it just, you know, kind of reminded me of the Lord, man. You know, the scriptures talks about him coming with, you know, all his angels, man, the heavenly, the host of Yahweh H.I.M, man. It's gonna be a real looker, man. People gonna be shook. And this is just, you know, on some movie series type crap, you know, but I'm looking at it like, you know, they was like, the people was shook. They was like, what the fuck, what's going on? But then, you know, she came on, you know, like, you know, intercom, so to speak, and was like, you know, we're here for peace and, you know, this, and this. But in reality, you know, they're trying to basically, and another thing, they was trying to interbreed. They're trying to interbreed with the humans. They basically want to put their technology into, you know, it's a good look, man. You know, if you want to watch it, I'm watching it on Tubi, the app Tubi right now. But it's a lot of things in there that's kind of symbolic of, you know, the end times, man. You know, so I didn't want to touch on this long. It was just that when I seen that, I'm like, yeah, this gonna be. And it was just certain things that they was mentioning too. You know, they was going off into, you know, like I said, you know, vaccines and things of that nature. They have, you know, this one that they're basically, they was mixing with the flu shot, you know, the human flu shot. They were mixing their technology with it. And basically, if they injected you with that so-called flu shot, it was a tracker in it. So the visitors, so to speak, they could track the humans, you know, walking around and going where they're going, you know what I'm saying, just by taking that that particular flu shot. Then it was this one doctor, she came up with something where basically, you know, some other type of solution or whatever, where it took 24 hours and basically it would kind of mass over the tracker so you couldn't be tracked. But you know, that's another thing or whatever. But anyway, the thing of it was they was using that particular vax to track people, and I found that to be interesting. So like I said, again, I'm watching it. I'll try and you know what I'm saying, see what else I can see it as I'm watching you know, these different episodes or whatever. So, you know, hey, if it's something that you want to get into, like I said, I'm at episode 10. I say they're about 30-minute episodes. You know, with Tubi, of course, you're gonna see a few commercials, so I'd say about 40 minutes. But definitely a good watch. I'm sure, you know, that if you're into this truth, you'll peep some things that could be, you know, beneficiary to you or whatever, and that you could possibly bring out. But like I said, again, I'm driving right now, so I'm almost at my destination. But it was just by the spirit, you know, that just kind of hit me because I watched it last night. I watched about 3 episodes because it was starting to get a little bit interesting, starting to get a little bit good. So, you know, like I said, again, I'm not even sure how many episodes it is, but there's one from way back in the day, so I remember that one, and I want to go back and watch that one after I'm done with this particular series. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah willing. So with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwam Yashala.